Buying and selling gold and silver on eBay. I opened an account with eBay 26 years ago, and over those years I've sold all kinds of different things here and there. And yes, silver mostly. I stacked a bunch of silver in a day, and at one time when I unloaded it all, I did use eBay. And so now this is going back maybe 15 years ago or something. And the reason I did it is because even with the fees and the way the system was set up, I still made a profit. Much better than going to a local coin dealer and selling my items to him. And I think a lot of you guys are starting to see that with the way the volatility is and that, and the way the market is right now. Say you wanted to unload some, okay, because the spot price is high. It's going to be very hard to find somebody giving you spot price, at a local coin shop or a business. So that was the thing I did. And also, eBay has changed. In them 26 years, it has changed a lot. Now, I went around and looked, and I was looking at a few of the people that made a similar video, and most of them have been dated. One guy in the UK or in England made one about 6 months ago, and Silver Seeker made one about 2 years ago. And also another thing has changed with a lot of the online selling. In the old days, they did not charge you sales tax, okay? Now sales tax is kind of universal and collected no matter what. And the fees are different, and the whole structuring is different on eBay. Alright, and there's requirements. In the old days, you weren't really required. That kind of changed also, especially with the gold and silver, because during that period of time when I was selling it and the market was volatile and a lot of people were doing business, there was a lot of fraud, and people taking money, not sending items or whatever. And so there was a bunch of regulations. I got out of it before that happened. But I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on right now currently here in 2024, because I recently got back to it, and I haven't been selling so much, or actually I'm not selling any precious metals at all. It's some other items that I'm selling, and I kind of got back into it, and while I'm on there listing these things, I'm also looking at metals and buying things. So let's say you're just somebody looking to sell anything. Say I'm selling books, or I'm selling a knife or something, or a collectible, or anything. Okay? The way this fee structure is, and also it has changed drastically over the past 2 years. Okay, Silver Seeker, the amounts they were charging for the fees for selling, and the whole situation, I believe, has changed. And you will, if you sell a certain amount over $600, you will receive a 1099 at the end of the year, which all of the gross that you get from eBay, which you've sold, will be taxed. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind also. Alright, so right now it's kind of like you can list up to 200 things, just like me. I don't have a store, I'm not paying them, I'm not in a program to list more or anything like that. Just say I want to list 5 items. Okay, well, the listing, you're not charged to list something, be it an auction, or mostly what I do is put a buy it now. Okay, so you're not charged. And you have, for every month, you can list up to 200 items, okay, without being charged, something like that. And how it works is you will be charged once the item sells. Okay, if you take it down, like I have a couple things I've decided not to sell, I pulled them down, that's it, no fees, no nothing. But, like I said, the 2-year-old video, the guy stated that fee was 10%. Now, that fee is 13.20, 13.25. 13 and a quarter is your fee when you sell. And there's another thing called dynamic listing. Now, the site in the old days was much different than it is now. And they have AIs running it, they can generate a description, and it's quite simple to list an item for sale. But there's some caveats. Number one, 13.25 fee, okay, you do not have to have a PayPal account. At one time, all transactions were run through PayPal. That's gone. You don't have to have anything. The only thing is you got to have a payment method if you're going to buy. You have to have a payment method on there, and I put a credit card on there. And if you're getting money when you sell, they just transfer the money. You have to give them a bank account of some sort with a routing number, this and that. And then anything that you sell, once everything's deducted, you send it out, prove to them with a tracking number that you've mailed the item out and everything's cool. You're sent the money directly to your bank account. It could be $6.50 they sent me once, or whatever the balance is from what you sell. Every 3 or 4 days they send it to you, which is something different and new. But you are paying for this, okay? So you got your 13.25%. Then there's other options. You can do this dynamic advertisement or promote the listing. And if you do that, there's some weird variable. I experimented with it. Sometimes it's 8%, sometimes it's 12% more on top of the 13.25%. Okay, I did it just to see, and yes, this item, like, instead of languishing there for weeks, someone finding it, when you do the dynamic ad, these things do sell a bit faster. It depends also what you're selling. If it's something popular, it's going to sell one way or the other, you know. But I tried it, seen it, and it costs you. And it's convenient, it's easy to do, and yeah, they send you the money pretty quick. But now, here's the other thing you're not thinking about. Accumulatively, once you start selling stuff, and I've hit that, when I got up to $600, they wanted me to put in tax information and then verify the address so they can send me a 1099. 1099 is income earned, okay, that you didn't pay any taxes on. If you don't do it, they will withdraw the taxes out of your money, then send it to you. Okay? I just opted, send it, it ain't going to be that much. You know, I ain't doing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of business here, but at the end of the year, I'll pay the tax on it. I don't want them withholding on me. So, if you're going to sell gold and silver, you got to price it high, or you have to have had it to where when you purchased it, the going rate now is way, way more. Because you're, you know, that's 20-some%, like 25%. Okay, you're going to pay in fees. So you got to be making like 50% more than your cost to be making anything. So it's difficult to sell, okay, on eBay. And I have sold some coins, like some Morgan dollars and things I had lying around. And truthfully, if you're going to sell U.S. coins, there's something called USA Coin Book, which is a much better platform. I've used that. The fees are way lower. It's maybe not as, how can I say it? You don't have as broad as a coverage that you do on eBay. Because eBay's like global, or, you know, there's many people on eBay, where on this other platform, there's not that many people maybe. But I have made sales on the other platform and made out. Now, say you're buying, and the thing is, like, what I do is I do some buying. I'm on there selling my stuff, and I cruise around and look. And I had this thing for Lady Fortuna bars, and I bought several things there, mostly older ones or variations and stuff like that. And of course, premiums are high, you're paying more anyway. But you can find a deal. And one that I got, very interesting, is this 10-ounce bar. Okay? Anything with PAMP coming in an assay card or something. I found this bar, somebody had it, and it was a very questionable thing. It's supposed to come in a hard plastic case with a certification, okay, an assay certification with it. It did. The guy just had the bar, no case, no paperwork, and looking at the bar and the way it was, with the serial number, electric penned, with no letter prefix, this is an older bar, okay? And so somebody lost the case and the paperwork, and they just had this bar, and it's kind of tarnished and that. I had this 10-ounce bar for about the same, little bit more than a generic 10-ounce bar, and this is a PAMP bar. The same bar, anything you buy from PAMP from a dealer that's new, you're looking at double the premium. So whatever a generic 10-ounce bar would cost from somebody in the secondary market, double it, and that's what this would cost if you got it from a distributor. Okay. So it was a risky thing. The individual that I bought it from only had 1 or 2 positive feedbacks as a seller and like 30 of them as a buyer. And I don't know if this, and a lot of it wasn't in gold or silver coins or anything. But it was a good deal, so I took it, did it, got the thing, and he really didn't quite package it well. Unfortunately, it didn't fly out of the box, but I ended up getting it. It didn't look damaged or nothing. The price was right, and then I threw it on a Metalytics tester, and it come up good. So it wasn't a fake or a forgery. It's a genuine article. Got a good deal on it. Okay. Now another thing too that eBay, when they charge you all this money, and I've seen people, is if they get something that's hokey or fake or something like that, or if it's not what is described, you send them a complaint. Okay. Somebody sent me, I did a video on it. They sent me a 2.5 gram silver PAMP Lady Fortuna bar in an assay that it broke out of. When I pulled it out, the little bar fell out of the assay card, and you can see where they re-glued it. There was a number on the card, but there was no number on the little bar in there. And trying to verify without a Metalytics verifier a 2.5 gram silver bar was pretty tough. So, and the photograph they had in there had a bar in an assay card with a matching serial number. So I said, this, they didn't say nothing about it being loose or coming apart. Took some photos of it, sent it to them. They issued me a label, put it back in the envelope, take the label on there, send it, and I got a refund. It was only like altogether, it was a $20-some purchase, but it was handled efficiently. Now, I've seen people get fake 1-ounce gold bars and go and run them on a Metalytics tester, and it's fake. So supposedly you are protected, you are covered, and I mean, I've heard people say this, they bought a lot of fake stuff or things on there. There's several different stacking channels where the guy got some bad U.S. coins. They were forgeries that came out of China. Somebody was passing them off. And I guess they give you a refund. If you can prove they're fake, you can get a refund. So that's about the only good thing about it. As for selling your gold and silver, unless the market goes totally crazy and you can see your way of paying 25% in fees for the end purchase price and still be making a profit, I would not recommend actually selling anything, be it gold, silver, books, records, whatever, comic books, baseball cards, anything like that. I wouldn't recommend it. Alright, so that's a current explanation of the situation there. And, personally, I wouldn't recommend doing it. Okay? So, hit the like button, subscribe please, and stay tuned.